I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, ask for a motion to approve today's agenda.
I'll move to approve today's agenda with the removal of the resolution for tax abatement. Is that correct, Angela? Correct.
Okay, I'll second it. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approval of the minutes from September 25th.
I will move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approval of claims for payment for October 9th.
I will move to approve.
I will second. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Utility permits and secondary roads.
No permits. Our guys are pouring concrete today on the Whitten County line blacktop. So about 70% of my crew is out there doing that. We're using a Class M mix, so it should be able to be open before nightfall.
Oh my gosh.
And we will be doing that for about the next 2 weeks. Because it cannot wait.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Kind of busy.
Yeah, I do have.
Was that?
Oh yeah, there is one. Okay, I forgot that one.
Okay.
Okay, I have
I
you.
just knew I didn't have to go look at it because I've been by it 100 times before.
Ah.
Okay.
So I do have a utility permit. I think it was for here though.
Midland Power, I think.
What? Where do you got it at?
Is it on the second page right above the signature block?
Midland Power Company. Yep, there we go. I'll move to approve the utility permit for Midland Power.
I'll second it. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
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 You have a copy of that one.
Okay. Approval of the wellness immunization program. Is anybody here
I
that?
guess me, I'm on
Oh,
wellness.
all
Yep.
right.
So do you have the dates in front of you that they selected?
No.
Oh, okay.
Don't have anything.
So we met with Greenbelt and we're gonna do kind of the same thing that they do every year. So we let them pick the date because we
Okay.
can't do flu shots unless the nurses are available. So they had selected October 29th and 31st.
Okay.
So those will be in the mornings and the afternoon of Halloween. They'll be at the jail for an extra hour at the end of the day.
Okay.
But yeah, they pretty much just wanted your approval to do. It's pretty much exactly what we did last year.
Okay.
And I can't remember what you guys. It might have been $5,000 that it ended up costing them in the end.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Lynn had that in front of him, but it was pretty
Okay.
much. I think they did almost 200 flu shots, and then they also offer everyone the Tdap
Yeah.
and your hepatitis, shingles. But yeah, obviously flu shots is what
They do the
people
shingles also?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
if you qualify for it.
Okay. All right. Good.
Is that open to the public?
Just
It's
people on our
employees,
insurance plan.
yeah.
So would
Well-
that go along with the city of
Yeah,
Eldora?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you're right.
And they said once you guys approved it, they would contact the
The other
non-county
entities.
employees, yes.
Okay.
Let them know that those 2 days. And if you can't do it those days, contact them, set an appointment.
And
you
then
can
you
come
can
and
go-
do it before or after as well.
Okay.
Well, you answered my question,
Yeah.
or Dave did.
Would that be true of all the county cities in the county then?
The ones that are on our
Just
insurance
the
pool.
ones that are
Just-
on county insurance, okay.
Correct. The ones we contract, or that contract with us. Okay.
Well, I will go ahead and move to approve the wellness immunization program.
I will second it. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Open the bids for the lease of the county ag lands. County farm bids. You want to go ahead, or?
I'll let you.
Okay, we have a bid from Rod McBain of Eldora for $165 an acre. And we have another one from Parker Kraus of Alden at $220 an acre. And Todd Shermo, $265 an acre. And then we have D&N Farms out of Wellsburg for $275 an acre. And then this is just the empty or blank.
This is for a 2-year lease, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Well, from
So-
there, I have talked to Daryl. The top 5 bidders have an opportunity to do a bidding up process, and they're going to work through Daryl on this.
Right.
So I'll leave, and they have the last day would be the 18th, is that correct? Or-
If it was the 16th, whatever it says
In the notice.
So you'll go through to the last day and get a hold of these people and give them the opportunity to bid up, and then present the top bidder back to us.
If the top number changes, I will notify all 4 of these bidders, and they'll each have the opportunity to increase it up until the deadline.
Right.
Okay.
And the top bidder will, it'll go to the top bid.
Right.
And
right.
then you'll bring it back to the board with the top bidder.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll let you have that.
Do we need that in a motion to authorize?
In the resolution, I believe.
Okay. I didn't know if we had to authorize you to do that or.
And as your attorney agent, I think, when it says board in the resolution, I can stand in your shoes. I don't think it needs
Okay.
a motion.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Well, thank you.
And we have the agreement between the county and Elaine Ferricks.
I can give you an update on that.
Yes, please.
After the meeting, she last attended and made some inquiries about some of the language she wanted about maintenance of the area that would be covered by the easement. I did prepare a revision, send it to her last week, and I have not heard back from her as to whether it was acceptable to her or not. So
Okay.
I would request that that matter be tabled again until we hear back from her.
Okay. All right.
I'll move to table the agreement.
I'll second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Request for quote from the Eldora Group for the employee health care plan. I received an email, and here's the letter where we would be requesting, we did this with another company here recently, but just providing them the letter of approval asking, or us giving them approval to get our health insurance information from the past year or whatever, as far as being able, or to make them avail, or quote, to be provided by the county, or provided to the county by the Eldora Group.
I'll make a motion to approve the request for a quote from the Eldora Group for employees' health care plan.
Okay, I'll second it. Any other discussion?
This is just allowing them to get the information so that they can make a quote.
Correct. All right, thank you. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Set the date, or the time and date to receive applications for the appointments to boards and commissions. Annually, we make those appointments in December, so we need to get a notice out to the newspapers regarding what boards and commissions have terms up this year for reappointment.
I'm open to anything. I mean, I'd like them to have the opportunity to at least, anybody that we would be appointing, at least a month's notice in case they wanted to attend a meeting prior to their appointment. So
Okay.
you give me a date, I'm happy with it. November? End of October?
Yeah, I would think we could get a notice out to the paper by the end of
For the appointments to be in.
right. We need to put the notice in the paper that they're the seats that are available and a deadline for applying for them.
So what time would you like? November 8th, 15th to come in? October? I'm fine with any of them.
Yeah, the 8th I would prefer a little earlier, so the 8th. So we can
November
do
8th?
some-
Okay.
That's,
I'll make a motion to set the time and date to receive applications for appointments to boards and commissions for November 8th to be turned into the auditor's office by the end of the workday.
okay. I will second that. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Auditor's monthly report.
I'll move to approve the auditor's monthly report.
I'll second it. And that will be for the month of September. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the recorder's monthly report.
I'll move to approve the recorder's monthly report for the month of September.
I'll second it. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And then the recorder's, or the
Sheriff.
sheriff's monthly report, I'm sorry.
I'll move to approve the sheriff's monthly report for the month of September.
Okay. I'll second it. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Change of status auditor's office.
I have a question back here.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
that was like, if you switch back to the sheriff's report, that was $160,000 in 1 month from prisoner care? That's was brought in?
Yes.
Holy moly, that's a lot. How much do they charge per inmate?
It would be different depending on the contracts they have.
Do you know what the contract is with ICE?
I do not off the top of my head. I believe Dave answered that before when he was here, but I don't want
But
to tell you
it
the wrong
didn't
number.
change then. Okay, thank you.
That would be on file in your office, correct, Jessica? Their contract?
If it's a contract, it would be there.
So, okay. All right. So the change of status for the auditor's office.
I'll make a motion to approve Denise Smith for drainage clerk in the auditor's office, $16.92 an hour. It is 37.5-hour weeks. It is non-exempt and full-time, effective on 10/7 of 2019.
Okay, I'll second it. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
The next one I'd like to table for Becca Junker, excuse me, at the auditor's office. It's a pay increase. I'd like to get a little more information on this.
I'm here.
It's a one-time payout to Becca for $2,500 for full-time drainage clerk duties from August 22nd to October 7th.
Yep.
And
In the
I
last-
understand she's done
In the last
this.
12 months, I've been full staff in my office for 3 months. And in that time, any extra duties that have needed to be done have been picked up by me personally. I've taken on several duties in the office that had been vacated or open or didn't have somebody in that position. And when she moved over to payroll and took that on, that was a extremely busy full-time gig that she was still doing and maintaining drainage clerk and hearings and things that y'all had going on with drainage. And it was incredibly stressful for her at that time, and she has requested that she be compensated for that. She calculated up the amount of money that was saved by not paying a full-time person in her position, and it was over $3,000. You can certainly speak to her about that, but this is something that when she kept on the drainage clerk duties full-time, it took up a lot of her time outside of work as well. She took home a laptop and worked on drainage publications and meetings and minutes and things outside of work that she was not compensated for. And one of the things that I can tell you is when we took the entire office and went to seat training, she was in her hotel room with a laptop still working on drainage duties while she was at seat training for elections and the payroll clerk. So that's why it was presented to you.
I guess the only conflict I would have is, and I know all the overtime, and I'm fine with paying the overtime if it was overtime and she's eligible for overtime. But any other department we've had, and this is why I wanted to table it so I would talk to you, but any other department we've had, we've refused this for everyone else.
You can refuse it, that's your prerogative. I put it there and I'm here, so you're allowed to speak to me. That's why I said I'm here.
So that would be my discussion that I would have on that.
Have you figured out what the overtime would be?
No, I didn't. Because quite honestly, like I said, in the last 12 months, I've only been full staff for 3 months out of 12 months. And every other duty I've taken upon myself because I'm the elected official and it's my job. This one, however, I couldn't do my job full-time, run an election, and do both of hers. She has requested that she be compensated for it. I presented it to you. You have the ultimate authority. It's not for me to decide.
I mean, I agree with Lance. I would rather have it paid through payroll as overtime.
Well, this would be paid through payroll, but I was just asking for a one-time lump sum.
I guess I don't know.
I would prefer to have the time clock turned in for the hours. It may be more, it may be less. I know it's more work, but it would be.
I will instruct her to do that, but you need to understand that that doesn't compensate her for the time that she was doing both duties in the office when she's at one desk doing payroll and has to go into the other and deal with drainage and come down here for meetings and things. I think that's the bulk of what she's asking, not necessarily the time and duty off duty. I was using that to explain to you that she was incredibly dedicated to both jobs at the same time.
Well, and I can totally agree, but I'm just, then there's the part that I think everybody's working 7.5 hours a day and you're doing something during that whole time.
I don't disagree. I have
So-
done payroll myself full-time for a lot longer than anybody who's held it since.
And if we did the $2,500 just flat out payment, she would be responsible for all the taxes on that.
Yes.
Where if we did it through payroll, I mean, that would all be
No, this
taken
would
care
be
of her.
through payroll, so she would
It
have
would
the
be through
taxes
payroll.
taken out.
I wanted to go through the overtime versus the one-time payout. I don't want to set that precedent.
I will ask her to submit
will
one
agree.
and we will bring it back to you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
that would be preferable, thank you. Okay. We have a change of status for the sheriff's office.
Next, I make the motion to,
So will she get paid then for doing all of that?
Yeah,
work
she just
spent?
needs to submit her hours, submit the hours.
I wasn't,
And then, yeah,
I wasn't clear. on
so it would be
that.
paid through, as overtime, hourly overtime, more or less. But there would be a record of the hours
Okay.
submitted and she'll get paid, yes. I mean, so that will be resubmitted for approval then, through payroll, I suppose.
So then you still have to approve it then?
No, it'll be
Jessica
submitted
will just turn it
actually
in.
through on the payroll records, I would imagine, and then payroll just,
But
I
then
mean,
she
it'll be,
will get paid
yes.
then. Okay.
Okay, sheriff's change of status.
I'll make a motion to approve the change of status for the sheriff's office, Brittany Small. She was a correctional officer. It's a resignation effective 9/24/2019.
I'll second it. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Any, yes?
So, permanent part-time, is that regularly scheduled, like a weekly, or is it like as needed, or, I'm just curious as to what, how many hours a week that would be?
Each department would be
It'd
different.
Be different. Could be different for each employee.
And what's the limit for, when do you start paying, for benefits or provide some?
1,560 hours a year.
If you, okay, how much?
1,560 hours a year.
1,506, so you'd have.
30 hours and above.
30 hours and above, then you start.
Then we're required to.
It's a process. It's not immediate.
Oh, okay. I was just curious, how many hours a week before benefits?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, public comments? Yes.
Yeah, I was wondering, at the meeting, we were looking for extra money for roads and stuff. So, that 160,000 that the jail had for prisoners, can we take that from and use and turn
That-
over to the
Their revenues go into the general fund and are dispersed out to be used. I mean, that's all included in the budget. So whatever the revenue or the fund balance from last year would have been, that's carried over into this fiscal year, that's budgeted to spend, which are some of the jail funds.
Is your question whether that's earmarked for certain things only, or whether it would be available?
Yeah, whether it would be available to you,
Yes,
switch over to the road department then.
yes.
I mean, I knew it went into general fund, but then if you could take out of that money out of general fund, the 160,000 for the month. and
They
Well, it's not-
projected.
roads.
Yeah, it all goes into the budget, and whatever is budgeted as expenditures this year, we could look to maybe reduce some of those expenditures, or we could take from fund balance, which will short next year possibly. So it's just part of the revenues that goes into covering for the expenditures.
They projected to make so much money for the jail, and that money that they projected to make for the jail is also already incorporated into the budget. So is this excess above what they projected? I don't know off the top of my head. No. So no,
Not at this
it's
point
already
in time,
allocated.
especially
The
'cause
money's
it's
already
still early.
allocated to something.
Okay,
You explained that much better than I did.
all right, thank you.
Any other public comments?
We have 3 more changes of status for the sheriff's office.
What?
3 more changes of status.
We do?
Yeah.
I don't have them.
You don't have them?
Nope.
No.
No, we did the Brittany. I'll make a motion to approve. Oh, I don't even want to butcher
There
that
you
name.
go. Kozlovka? Kozlovka?
I don't even know how to
Rochelle?
say this name.
That's my guess.
Do you know how to pronounce her name? Kozlaka, Rochelle.
Rochelle.
I will spell it. It's a permanent part-time. It's a hired. It's $15 an hour, effective 10/12/2019.
I'll second it. Discussion? will be correctional officer. All those in favor say aye.
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 The next one, I'll make a motion to approve the change of status for Maxwell Chapman, correctional officer, $15 an hour, permanent part-time. It's a hired position, effective 10/12 of 2019.
I'll second it. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye. The next change of status I'll make a motion to approve is Drew Storm. He's jail sergeant, $21.74 an hour. He's full-time. It's a resignation. Effective 10/12 of 2019.
Okay. I'll second it. Any discussion?
Oh, he wrote a letter. Thank you for the opportunity to work for this agency. Sincerely enjoyed working for Hardin County Sheriff's Department. However, in the best interest of his career, he's made the commitment to another department.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Okay, no other public comments? Are there, is there other business?
Did you skip tax abatement or?
We didn't have one.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I
it was-
just wanted to make sure I saw it and I came in late, so.
Oh, I removed it at the agenda. Thank you.
All right. Motion to adjourn.
We'll move to adjourn.
I'll second it. Discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye.